10, 5, touchdown!
Morris has it, top of the key, fires it up, it's good!
I've seen my son in hell.
Legendary moments leave a lasting legacy. The memories of achievement and commitment will never fade. The Ram and Aggie coaches, administrators, and athletes inducted into the Colorado State Sports Hall of Fame continue to inspire because of how much they gave, how much they cared. Here rests our tradition, spurred by those whose blood and sweat has always been green and gold. Tonight, we honor the legendary moments and lasting legacies created by the class of 2008. Their persistence, endurance, and talent add to our rich history and expand the foundation of Ram pride. On the eve of the Freedom Bowl, Ollie Woods reunited with some of his teammates who played alongside him in the 1949 Raisin Bowl.
It was really great. We really enjoyed that. We just had some great kids. Just a lot of heart, you know. We just never gave up.
Ollie played offense, defense, and special teams on teams with fellow Hall of Famers Fum McGraw, Jack Christensen, Dale Dodrell, Jim David, and Tuffy Mullison.
We had good coaching, but we had great kids. Gotta have great kids. We were the first team that ever went to a bowl game.
It took 50 years, but Dallas Davis finally broke his record for most punt return yards in one game. He was all-conference in football, track, and wrestling. He went on to an illustrious career as a golf, football, and wrestling coach.
We wrestled an awful tough schedule. We wrestled Oklahoma State, Oklahoma U, Iowa State, Iowa U. Wyoming was tough.
Ollie stands as an example of how individual effort and humility can elevate a team to greatness.
We were the top team in the region my last year there. We beat them all.
As a track star in the late 70s, Rich Harris wore a signature bandana to hold his hair in place while he took to task some of the nation's best runners. The love of running never left Rich. He now operates a running store in Boise, Idaho, fittingly called Bandana.
All right, so they got this flexion plate here. It's one of their high-end shoes. Running is still a huge part of my life. I got into this business 14 years ago, basically through a college roommate who owned the Runner's Roost stores in Colorado. And it worked out really well. It fits with my personality to do this type of work.
The three-time All-American finished in the top 6 in the 1,500 meters his last year.
Based on what I did at Colorado State, Nike picked me up, put me on their elite club, Athletics West. I ran for them 6 or 7 years, and I got to travel the world. My years at Colorado State were, for me, 5 of the best years I could have ever had. I would never, ever, if somebody said, you know, if you had it to do over, would you go to a different school? Boy, not in a million years.
He set school records in the mile, 800, and 1,500 meters, and ran the 12th fastest mile in U.S. history in 1984.
I think we had 3 cross-country teams qualify for nationals. John Sinclair, you know, my teammate, I think John finished 8th one year. I think we helped elevate, you know, the status of Colorado State a little bit as a school for distance runners.
Teresa James, now Teresa Hinz, still respects all the aspects of teamwork. As a lieutenant at Firehouse No. 4, she leads just like she did on the court from 1992 to 1996.
It gave me a strong work ethic, just that never say no, never say die attitude. Developing work ethic relates to this job. You know, there's times where I need to push myself physically on this job, and I know I can do it because I had to do it at CSU in basketball, and that really helps out, I think.
Teresa has a long list of accomplishments, from being the first women's basketball All-American, the first to earn all WAC honors, and CSU's MVP of the year as a junior and senior. In her senior year, her team won the conference title.
I still haven't experienced anything like that to this day, but just the emotion involved when we won against Utah on our home court, my final season there, to win the WAC was incredible, and just, I've never felt anything like that since then.
She holds numerous individual records, but like all great Rams, feels the most pride in contributing to the team.
I see it as like a lasting legacy almost. And so I think it's one of the greater honors. You know, the other awards, you know, all conference, honorable mention, All-American, those you get nice plaques and you kind of put those away and forget about them. But this, I think, is a lasting honor that goes on for generations. So it's neat.
Relax, winds, good hook up here.
Go, Drew!
Go, Drew.
In 2003, Drew Lofton was the #1 ranked collegiate hammer thrower in the country. He also received the honor as the conference Male Athlete of the Year.
I think what he brought was just great athleticism. Things came really natural for him. He had a very good feel for the throwing events.
Went to Colorado State, had Coach Bedard, one of the best coaches in the nation for throwing events. And he's able to break down the throw away other coaches aren't able to do that. And I was a pretty average athlete when I came to him, and without him I wouldn't have been as successful.
Yeah, there you go.
For the first time in our history, he was a 3-event conference champion in the shot, hammer, and discus.
He won the hammer, the discus, and the shot with some huge throws. Those marks in one competition are ranked on a world level extremely well.
I peaked at that meet. That was the peak of my college career. That was a good meet to peak at. It helped the team with the points.
He was All-American indoors and out while dominating the Mountain West Conference.
You got the first one, and the twos is going to be Mike for 2, and then John's got 1, and then we mix it up. All right?
Anthony Hill returned to the place he loves.
So go.
What a year is what I've been saying. It's been an absolute best year of my life, and all these things happen, and it just seemed to happen like right in a row, and it's almost too much to bear for one person. You know, I mean, it's, you know, sometimes you just think, how do I deserve all this? You know.
As running backs coach, he hopes to give student athletes a taste of the experience he enjoyed while quarterbacking the Rams from 1990 to 1994.
I can remember coming up to my sister after the Arizona game, and it was just such a blast to share that moment with her and the rest of my family that was there. We felt like we could get it done, but until you actually go down and do it, you just don't understand what it feels like to pull that off, you know.
As a senior, Hill led the most successful football team in school history, going 10-1, winning their first WAC championship, earning a berth in the Holiday Bowl, and they finished ranked 14th in the nation. In 1994, his teammates voted him the season's most valuable player.
What I remember most is the friendships, you know. You know, we did something special here that year, and when you experience success like we did that year, I mean, it was just magical. I mean, there's really no other way to describe it.
For more than 3 decades, Christine Susemihl has served in a variety of roles in the Colorado State Athletics Department. Since her start in 1973, she served 2 stints as the interim director of athletics.
I think that the respect that she has gained nationally and within the conferences and all is even greater than the respect that we have shown her here.
The values, the culture, the character, the commitment, those things don't change, even though coaches come and go, student athletes come and go, athletic directors come and go. There is always that consistency, and I think that's one of the things that really draws me here and keeps me here.
She also created the department's first ever NCAA compliance program and oversaw day-to-day compliance from 1993 until being named to her current post as Senior Associate Athletics Director for Internal Operations in 2007.
I really just love what I do. I really do. I love the university. I love the athletic program.
Her deep-rooted passion for the welfare of staff and nearly 400 student athletes reflects on the court and on the field.
You just always feel that, you know, we're on the fringe of greatness. I've just felt that forever.
The class of 2008 Strong yet humble, their personal accomplishments will forever be recognized and revered, but it's their commitment to Ram pride we will always treasure.
It truly is an honor to be up alongside those athletes, and yeah, it's something that I'll be able to cherish the rest of my life.
You know, get an award like this, it's hugely meaningful to me. I'm really happy to be getting the award.
I feel very honored. I'm very humble about it. I was very surprised.
I see it as like a lasting legacy almost, and so I think it's one of the greater honors. This, I think, is a lasting honor that goes on for generations, so it's neat.
I don't know how to justify being there. You know, there's a lot of guys that I played with that probably deserve it as much or more than me.
It's truly beyond my wildest imagination. I never thought it, pictured it. I'm in awe.